Alright, so welcome back guys, or welcome if this is your first time here. I'm Vision here with Blind Entertainment, bringing you guys another video. Today I'm going to be giving you my review for The Walking Dead Season 10 Episode 4, Silence the Whispers. Now if The Walking Dead is something you're interested in, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below and hit that bell icon. That would miss any more Walking Dead content from me moving forward. Now let's begin. So we start this episode off with a nice little montage of everybody just having a normal life. And I actually really did enjoy this opening. I think it's something different that we don't usually see in the world of The Walking Dead. So I did enjoy that. Just, you got Daryl and that group eating at the table. Very, very well done. You got Hilltop. Everybody's just going about their day, having just a normal life. I think that's something you don't see too much in The Walking Dead. So I'm kind of liking that they added that in here. And then you even see a Hilltop, you got Magna and them. And then you even got Ezekiel. He wakes up in the middle of the night and a tree falls down in the middle of, or breaks down the walls of the Hilltop. Now, this is a very interesting idea. The only thing I didn't really like about this opening right here is the music. I know the music has something to do with whispers and stuff like that. But it just didn't feel like it fit the tone of The Walking Dead. It felt like I should be watching some procedural show on ABC or something like that. So I just didn't dig the music because it just felt out of place and just something that didn't fit with The Walking Dead. If they had chosen a song that resembled Whispers in a way, but fit the tone, I would have liked it better. But I felt like I should be watching a procedural show on one of the lower channels. But like I said, the walls come down and they're trying to rescue people. The structure is not safe, so they got to figure out what to do. They got too many injured people to fit in the infirmary, so they're trying to figure out what to do there. Then we jump and we got this scene between Michonne and Judith as they're on their way to Hilltop. Now I know a lot of people probably dug this scene. However, I really did not like this scene. You got the two of them talking, and Judith kind of talks about how she thinks that the Whispers are trying to tire them out. Now, I picked it up right away, right from last episode, and it just feels like Michonne should know that, and either she's playing it off like she doesn't know that, or she does know it and she's liking how Judith is learning. However, I just didn't dig it. I always hate these moments in shows where the young character is informing our older character about something that they should know or we should know. It just doesn't feel realistic and kind of feels just forced. But she sees Ezekiel in the distance and she goes and meets up with him. And I do like these scenes between the two of them. Ezekiel's upset and mourning because he feels like he's lost everything. And I like that connection that they have here between the two of them about how Michonne used to feel that way and everything like that. It felt organic. It felt like these characters should have a connection here, and I think they utilized it well. And we got that kiss scene from the trailer, which I'm assuming most people agreed on was pretty much going to be clickbait. But I did enjoy what they did here. They even had a callback to Rick. Meanwhile, back at Hilltop, you got walkers who show up at the Hilltop due to the tree coming down. And they decide that they have to go out and fight off the walkers. That way the structure can stay up. And so they go out to fight the walkers. They had some good fight scenes with the walkers there. Really did enjoy those scenes. But then you got the walkers closing in and they need to get back. And for some reason, Magna doesn't want to go back. I don't totally understand why she didn't want to go back. I know she states that they got to protect a wall. But I feel like she just did it because she just wanted to rebel, which just felt silly and out of place. I don't know. But like I said, we got some great fight scenes with the walkers, and they end up overrunning, and they have to retreat back into Hilltop. But as they're retreating back inside of Hilltop, the walls come down, and walkers start overrunning the place. And right as that happens, our Hilltoppers are exhausted from fighting. But right as that happens, Michonne and her group show up and save the day, which I really didn't like. I did enjoy that scene, and you had, Michonne and Judith fighting side by side. That was a cute scene. I think fans are making a more big of a deal out of it than it should be. It was just a cute scene. But I really did enjoy that scene. Meanwhile, back at Alexandria, you got Lydia walking down the street, and you have Erin giving a self-defense class, and you got these two highwaymen and that kid Gage there, and as she walks by, they tease her and make fun of her and joke about the whisper masks and stuff. Now, of course, you got these guys being assholes and everything, and dicks or whatever. and I really did enjoy it. I felt like the scene fit. In the comics, it was different with stuff going on at this point, but I feel like the roles that these characters fit, for the most part, worked. I think one of them didn't really work, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But I did enjoy these characters here in this moment, and you got Lydia who gets upset, but she runs off and ends up having a conversation with Negan, and Negan's just telling her, I told you what you're supposed to do, keep your, don't like feed into it. They want a reaction from you, and I really like the bond that these two characters are are forming. But then of course Daryl shows up and scolds Lydia for being with him, being with Negan, and yells at Negan, saying that she shouldn't be getting advice from him because because of his history. So I kind of like that moment. I feel like they could have toned Daryl a bit down, but at the same time, given Daryl's history of Negan, it does make sense. But then he chases after Lydia, yells at her for talking to Negan, of course. And she, like I said, she's just saying, he gets me, I connect with him. And I do really like that. I think that works. But then they arrive at their house and there's the graffiti for Silence the Whispers. And next we got this scene where Lydia goes into the dining room during, I guess, lunchtime or whatever, and she sits down with the two highwaymen and Gage while they're having lunch, and she takes, I think it's a dead squirrel, and like guts it on the table, and like it splatters guts or blood on Gage's face, and he freaks out, and the two highwaymen are pissed off, and they end up just getting up and leaving. Gage makes kind of a scene because he got splashed in the face by the blood. It was kind of a funny moment, especially with him, how he reacted. And then, before they leave, though, Lydia gives them that, like, shushing noise. So I really did like that moment. I feel like the shush kind of was a little bit over the top. I feel like they could have, I don't know, I feel like it focused in a little bit too long on it. I feel like if they did it and then moved on, it would have been better, but then you got Daryl, who after the fact scolds Lydia for, doing that, saying, like, it's not worth it. Just kind of ignore those guys. They're idiots anyway. Similar to what Negan was saying. And I do enjoy what they're doing between him and Lydia. I feel like they're forming that, like, father-daughter bond. Sort of. I don't think it's, like, a total father-son bond, but I do feel like they're starting to have that bond form between the two of them at this point in the story. But later that night, you got Lydia who's walking alone at night, at the same place, I think, where she talked to Negan earlier. And she ends up getting blocked by Margot, one of the highwaymen. And she ends up trying to leave. However, Gage and Alfred, the other highwaymen, block her path. Now, this is the part where I said I think only two of these characters worked in the moment. I feel like Gage kind of was out of place here. I feel like, first off, he's a 20-year-old hanging out with two adults in their 40s. Now, if he was their son, I could get it, but he's not related to these guys in any way. So it just felt weird and out of place. I feel like the highwaymen should have only been involved here, and like they should have like told Gage, hey, we'll do this for you, lure her into this area for us, or something like that. But they end up beating her up pretty badly. They end up Margot eggs on Gage to a point, even though you can kind of see in his face that he doesn't really want to be involved. But as they're beating her up, Negan ends up showing up and saves Lydia. And I really like, in the moment, you can even see Gage wasn't really into it and how freaked out he was as Negan showed up and saves her life. Now, however, in the aftermath of Negan saving her life, revealed that he accidentally killed Margot while saving Lydia's life. Now, I like how they remixed it. In the comics, it was Rick who got jumped because he wouldn't go to war with the Whispers, and he was jumped by two dads who lost their sons due to the Pikings. So that, for the comics, it worked. Here, I feel like it worked a little bit better, especially with the highwaymen, and everybody else shows up, and they kind of want Negan dead. Everybody's mad, but you got Lydia who's yelling that Negan saved her. Please, you can't do anything to him. He saved me, and all that stuff's going on. Afterwards, Daryl goes to check in on Lydia, who's in the infirmary getting healed up by Dante, and they have another back and forth conversation. I feel like this one was okay. Woody brings up her dad. I don't know. I just felt like they're kind of reconfirming that bond that they're trying to build between these two characters. However, at the same time, I don't know. It just felt a little bit over the top. But then you got Daryl going to talk to Negan in his cell. And this is another one where I'm mixed on because I understand what they were going for with him and Negan talking and about how, Negan and Daryl have their history and everything regarding that, and how Negan's just another chopping block pretty much for people, and how Daryl's, I don't know, I tried to rewatch this multiple times, but still don't totally understand what they were going for here. But then you got Daryl who radios Michonne, and the two of them have a back and forth, and they fill each other in on what's going on at both Hilltop and Alexandria. And you got Michonne who tells Daryl, you got to protect Woody no matter what, because she believes that the reason why Alpha hasn't attacked is because that they are protecting Woody. So as long as Woody is safe, they should be okay. And at the same time, she also gives Daryl the right to vote on her behalf at the council meeting, because at the same moment, the council is holding a meeting with Gage and Alfred, trying to get their side of the story. Of course, they lie, and you can even tell Gabriel kind of sees through their lie. And I feel like the council scene was good. At the same time, it could have been without. But Daryl goes in to talk to the council. He says he believes Negan, and I guess Aaron is kind of is for getting rid of Negan in a way, which doesn't totally make sense due to what happened in the previous episode. But they end up being tied, and Gabriel decides, hey, all right, we're tied. I'm going to take the night. I'll consider my vote, and then we'll reconvene in the morning. So I really did enjoy those back and forths. Now, after getting off the radio with Daryl, she gets a call in from Oceanside, which causes Michonne to call a meeting with the people of Hilltop. Now, they end up, apparently at Oceanside, they have had at least, or are believing to have sightings of Whispers, and they're asking for some help. So Michonne kind of rallies up a team from Hilltop and to try to go and help the people of Oceanside. So I actually really like that. You got Luke who decides to go because, of course, he has his relationship kind of Jules. So that was pretty cool and interesting. And I'm interested to see what goes on here with Oceanside. I kind of like how they're keeping them in the loop here. So I do like that. So they decide to do that. However, after everything's said and done, Magna is mad at Yumiko for decisions she made and not listening to her, I guess. I don't know. It's just, again, this is another moment where I'm like, I feel like they needed to fill out space, and they just did it. I don't know. This doesn't go for me. It just felt like they needed confrontation, so they added this in, and I don't know. It's just, again, more scenes that just felt like filler to me. But then everything pretty much goes back to normal at Hilltop. But meanwhile, back at Alexandria, Gabriel goes in to check on Negan. However, he's missing from the cell, and he goes to inform Daryl of everything. So everybody's trying to figure out what's going on there. And Lydia confesses that she released Negan. However, Daryl doesn't believe her and goes to visit her in the jail cell. However, she just says she's staying there because she feels safer there. And she just doesn't want to be out there where people could possibly, do stuff to her. So she believes she's safer there. So she decides to stay in the cell. And then we flash back over to the Hilltop and everybody's saying goodbye. And one of the interesting parts here is Luke has a real, touchy goodbye with the rest of his group. So I don't know if that means he's going to die or a lot of their group's going to die. It just felt a little off. So I feel like there's something coming for Luke, possibly if whether he dies or someone from their group dies. It just felt too on the nose. And then, of course, we round out the episode with Daryl washing off the Whisper graffiti on his door, which I liked how they ended that. It was nice. I thought this was a solid episode. If I have to give this one a rating, I'd give it a 7.5. I feel like it's been kind of mad to me so far this season, but I think this probably is the strongest episode to me. Yeah, guys, that's my review of The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 4, Silence the Whispers. As always, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and share. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below and hit that bell icon. That would miss any more Walking Dead content from me moving forward. And you can go follow me on Instagram and Twitter, which are linked in the About section on my YouTube channel. As always, it's been Vision here at Blind Entertainment, and I'll see you next time.